Two.
The Radio Wammo Breakfast.
Well, a concerning report has just been released by Unisys that says that almost 60% of New Zealanders never secure their cell phones. Despite being vigilant with other electronic security, their phones are often left unlocked. What does this actually mean and how concerning is it? Well, to talk with us about this is Brett Hodgson, who's the Managing Director of Unisys New Zealand. Brett, good morning to you.
Good morning, Glenn.
Now, I suppose, everyone's got a cell phone these days, and I guess cell phones are getting much smarter and they hold a lot more information. So I suppose on the surface that does look a little bit concerning. But how big is the problem for security in cell phones in New Zealand?
Sure. Well, look, I think we didn't measure and haven't spoken to police about the level of real cybercrime surrounding it. But what we can assume is we know that cybercrime is on the increase globally. That's a fact, and we've heard a number of people talk through the sensitivities, or Greg O'Connor, for instance, from the Police Association, saying that criminals are getting smarter as well.
Yeah.
So I guess what we would say is that with only 18% of Kiwi, so the reverse of what you introduced, 60% not doing it, only 18% confirmed they actually do it. So with smartphones becoming smarter, my view is that you need to start thinking about phones as they are mobile computers, and you take them more places than any other computer that you have in your possession.
And are we talking about just basically locking a phone so that when it goes into sleep mode, you have to put a password in to unlock it?
Correct. It's basically, that you have a PIN or a password that stops people getting access to, the addresses, the phone numbers, the birthdays, bank account numbers, passwords that people keep on them today. And, in the wrong hands, those things can be used to recreate your identity. And, that is a concern.
I certainly think you could probably supply phones to the third world with the amount of phones that have been lost in the back of cabs.
Correct.
But you've really got to balance, though, surely the ease of use and the convenience of phones with the security. I mean, my phone that I'm holding here, this wee Nexus One, this thing goes to sleep every minute that I don't touch it. I mean, if I had to unlock it with a password every time, it would do my head in.
Yeah, so most phones today, the password will be used when you want to go into some of the application areas. To answer a phone, you don't need to unlock it. To receive a text or view a text, generally they will show that text on the screen without you having to unlock it. So the answer is you can still function without a password for all activities. But let me put it to you another way, that if, we've all grown up and been trained now on social media as, you need to have that friends and family set your privacy settings so that people can't just get in there and do the identity theft type activity. With most of the phones that are coming out today are social network capable. If you don't have a password on that, and if you've ticked the Remember Me box like most of us do for exactly what you're saying, the convenience factor of access, if you don't have a password on the front end, you've got a tunnel that's just bypassed all of the settings you've set up on your Facebook page or your Twitter page, etc. So, there are, that's from a personal point of view, that exposes friends and family, not just yourself. And the other thing to consider is, particularly in today's age, my phone that I'm talking to you on now has all of my work email on it. It has all of my private email on it. It has a mixture of the commercial and private life that Brett Hodgson leads. And if that's not locked down, again, all of my commercial information that I see coming past my desk every minute in email could be exposed and could be used for either privacy type issues could come to bear or commercial concerns.
I mean, I guess now a smartphone is probably in some ways more valuable to an identity fraudster than a passport.
Well, again, I could tell you that my passport details are on my phone,
right,
etc. So you've got a mosaic on these phones that, in the wrong hands, people can read things, put it together, and piece it together. And it might not be in one email, it might be over 15 or 20 emails, but the fabric and the mosaic is there for people to use. And as I say, these things are far more mobile, far more easy to lose than a laptop or a computer's ever been.
So,
and yet they have the same exposures.
So I guess, I mean, most people are aware of the need for some kind of security on their desktops or laptops, and in particular, say, virus software and that kind of thing. I mean, is this what we're talking about? I mean, are there now applications out there that will protect you on these various different levels on your smartphone?
Yeah, look, there are, and the most simple of those is use the password features that most phones have these days.
Right.
Use that. Commercial organisations, Unisys, we've got security certificates that sit there as well, which preclude us getting into certain applications and allow us in other ways based on another layer of protection. So, and then there are applications, vaults, e-wallets, and that you can use to store your passwords in. So don't just use the Notes application that sits on the phone to store those in, because anyone can read it. Think about the security. Think about it now as a device that accesses the internet and therefore has vulnerabilities. And it holds a lot of information. And
don't text in the back of the taxi. The other lesson there.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, thanks very much for that, Brett. Really appreciate it.
Okay, thanks, Glenn.
That is Brett Hodgson, who is the Managing Director of Unisys New Zealand, looking at cell phone security.